No one can help a gay man with his personal work as much as another gay man. Our shit is so personal, so deep, it feels like no one else can really understand it. Welcome to Brown Bear Coaching. I'm Ed Wilson, and I'd like to take you on a journey through the who, what, where, when, and how of this wonderful, wonderful work. In a nutshell, I can help, and I do help, gay men go from problems to self-confidence, inner peace, purposeful living, satisfaction, and unconditional self-love. If you're a gay man with issues, you're in the right place. I want to start with a story. For me, this is very personal. I'm a gay man myself, and I know self-doubt, overthinking, anxiety, panic attacks, people-pleasing, lacking a strong and loving connection to myself, anger issues, and more intimately. Before I found the right tools and experiences that showed me another way, I too was caught in the repeating cycles of unhelpful thoughts, habits, and behaviors. When I was a teenager and my real frustrations began, I desperately wanted to meet someone, a gay someone, one that I could relate to. I wanted to ask him a million questions. I wanted to feel seen, heard, understood, and accepted, to know that I was all right and enough, and that in fact I do belong, not just amongst the gays, but amongst everyone, and that I hadn't done something terribly wrong to cause this apparently disgusting, vile, shameful things that were happening inside of me. What I really desperately wanted was to learn how to accept and love myself exactly as I was, because I'd been shown 1,000 times and more that I was wrong, not as I should be, less than, vile. It turns out the gay man I really wanted to meet, love, and accept and connect with was me. If you haven't yet, please request a free copy of A Gay Man, my illustrated storybook, by email or by Instagram. It was made in collaboration with 32 global queer artists. It emotionally explores what I call our unifying story, and I hope it strikes an important personal note for you too. So, I want to explore the nature of a potential problem you may be having by sharing another story of my own. I went on student exchange during high school. I was hoping I could reset and upgrade myself and my life. Maybe somehow become a whole new me, escape myself and my old problems. It didn't work. I did sports for years because it was considered manly and therefore the right thing to do, right? Not because I liked it. When I got my first adult job in office product sales, I strived to be the highest seller. I felt I needed to win, be better, be smarter, and prove it because otherwise the horrible thing that I was running from deep inside might come true. It might become apparent to me and to others that in fact I am not right, not good, not enough, that I don't belong, that I don't fit in. Living in this fearful and compensatory way is just not healthy. It's definitely not satisfying. And I find that gay men are doing this all the time. That catty queen, the gym rat, the abusive, awful-mannered blank grinder profile. What about the guy who can't say no at work? The guy who's got everything on paper but still doesn't feel happy? The guy who blames the gays for not being kind or friendly. It's their fault I don't fit in. I'll reject them or you first. We all have something in common. We are all trying to fix something that seems broken, trying to prove something that apparently needs proving. And the joke, we are, and it is, just life. Everything that has happened, everything that will happen, it's just life. It's already okay. We can actively choose to live it or run from it. I promise that you and your whole life situation and history and everything about you is already absolutely acceptable, normal, lovable, and human. You've been a human living a life this whole time. Your problems are therefore also normal, acceptable, and human. You are having a human experience. It might not be wrong. You might not be wrong. The universe and life itself, it just doesn't make sense to label it as wrong. Our greatest singular problem may be that we are being manipulated from inside by a belief or a program or a pattern, something beyond the conscious mind that is a certain something or oneself is wrong, deficient, not enough, not right, not as we should be. Please take a quick look inside yourself now. Are you too fat, too old, not sexy enough, not smart enough, not wealthy enough? Are the gays or the Republicans or the idiot masses or the Christians the source of your problems? Are they sitting on your shoulders right now, controlling you and whispering in your ears? No. But maybe you are in your own head, your judgmental, comparing, self-doubting mind. It may have been trained to search for and defeat the problems for years and years and years. It may be looking for the source of the problem, the fault, the blame within you. The problem seems to now be inside of us. Therefore, it is now our responsibility to sort it out. Question: would you go up to somebody else and judge them, compare them harshly or cruelly, be unfair and unkind, reject them, abuse them? I hope not. But do you find yourself doing some of that to you? These days, I am my own best friend and my own biggest supporter. Maybe that sounds selfish or arrogant to you. I use the word self-full. Self-fullness is taking the responsibility to know one's own needs and to get them met while acknowledging and being of service to others. If every gay man was self-full already, imagine just how fun gay bars could be. Shame, sadness, upsetness, frustration, anger, I still have them, I experience them. But underneath that, under my passing thoughts and emotions, is my whole self. My whole self that feels peaceful, content, whole, enough, and loved. He feels this way because 1, it's natural to feel this way, it's according to our true nature, and 2, I decided to show me the unconditional love and acceptance that I wanted all along. You can do this too. Now that we are best friends, I find that he, my whole self inside, knows what I like, and he tells me. He tells me what works for me and what doesn't. He is my compass in life, pointing me, when I listen, towards a life that I love. He loves challenge. He is curious and explorative, sensitive and creative, connective and playful. Finding him, accepting him, transformed the way my mind, body, spirit thinks and feels about myself, my life, the people, and the world around me. And I haven't lost my rational, scientific, analytical mind either. We can find and have and align with all the parts that make up us while we're still only human. It's absolutely wonderful compared to the alternative. I like to say that I have no problems today, only situations. This radical change is something I'm certain anyone can achieve too. Any age is the right age, any time is the right time, any situation is an acceptable starting point on this journey. I've had clients of many ages, races, religions, occupations, and experiences. The path is always the same. Here's a fun fact. This path, this work that I do with people, it's been known and walked for hundreds of years already. It's also backed by measurable, scientifically verifiable proof and results. I'd like to talk about this path specifically with you now. So, what is it? It's my own delightful, tested and proven mixture of coaching practices like neuro-linguistic programming or NLP, mindfulness, shame and shadow self-work, guided meditation, and acceptance practices. All of this is wrapped up in the ever-deepening trust, comfort, and safety, one step at a time, of the coaching relationship. We're just 2 or more in group coaching, gay men who are being real, only human, and owning it. How do we get to the results? I'm going to tell you that now, and I want you to try it for yourself as we go. Every coaching session starts with this question: what's wrong for you? Or what do you want to change? We take ample time to answer. We pause. We listen to our heart of hearts, as well as our heads, and notice the difference. When this question pushes someone up into their thinking quite hard, I gently bring them back down, back to you. You've probably been asking your thinky mind to find a solution to your problems many times already. And if you're still watching this, it hasn't worked. So, is your heart saying anything? Is he telling you now? What's wrong? What do I want to change? If so, that's the thread. We gently pull and explore it step by step, and sooner or later, boom, we hit something deep and important. We have personal realizations that massively increase our self-awareness. Effective questioning and going inward, not into thinking, from a trained coach like me gets us to the real stuff real fast. Remember how our problems are somehow now inside, not outside of us? That's why we listen to the inside, not the thinky mind outside, to understand what we as individuals are upset about. Our thinky minds try their best to help us, but they're just not the right tool for this job. Examining, studying, and analyzing our problems doesn't actually change them. It doesn't create positive change in you. By turning inward, with courage and support, we can discover the nature of our own problems and implement their solutions too. Now I'll explain what I mean by mindfulness and how I use it with you in coaching. If you try being present, even for just a couple of calm, slow breaths, you'll begin to discover the important difference between the thinking, believing, identifying, judging, comparing, analyzing mind and the rest of you that is flowing from our hearts, minds, bodies, spirits, and souls. I find most men who come to me are firmly attached and familiar with the first thing, their thinking mind. They're not securely, comfortably connected to their whole self beyond the thinking mind. To help us find the self beyond the mind, I have a delightfully gay method. Let's try it now. Are you gay because you're thinking it? Is it a belief that makes us gay, that makes you gay? Have a look now. Feel inside. Is it the result of some kind of conditioning or something you're choosing to do? No, it just doesn't feel that way at all to me. That doesn't make sense. So how do you experience it? How do you know that you're gay? Let's feel for it now, inside. Some clients initially get confused. Perhaps they get lost in thinking. Maybe that's because the mind doesn't know how to answer this question. Because our sexuality as we experience it lies outside of the thinking mind. The thinking mind cannot comprehend how we know that we are gay. We just know. And that's the most common response I get. I just know. Exactly. I just know. This is where our knowing beyond the mind lives. If you're dissatisfied in life, don't ask your mind for its best guess at what is going wrong for you. It's like throwing darts with a blindfold on. Ask your heart and your whole self. If you make the space and give him safety, he will tell you what is going on for you and what he'd like instead. Okay, so that's a bit about mindfulness and self-connection. Now, while everyone's journey is personal and unique, I want to share the 3 major steps on the brown bear coaching journey that everybody will experience. Witnessing, discovering yourself beyond the thinking mind. Radical acceptance, allowing ourselves to be only what we already are, to let our situation be simply what it is without telling extra stories. Commitment and radical self-alignment is the 3rd step. It's about welcoming what life and the universe and fate may bring. Not in a delusional, hyper-positive way, but with a profound realization. I am not in control of all things, and maybe I just don't need to be. Life is going to happen to me, and I can either face it bravely with all of myself, my skills, my tools, my capacities, or I can run from it, avoid it, continue to live in fear and reaction, explain it away, justify it. Many people say and believe strange things that justify or explain away anything they don't like. This is avoidance and cowardice. It never solves any problems. Allowing your heart and your whole self to guide you towards the friends, hobbies, occupation, partner or partners, causes and actions that you love, that matter to you, the whole life you truly desire in your own unique way, just because you do, is a purposeful, meaningful, and exciting way of living. It's about choosing to allow and becoming who you are really inside. Remember the concept of being self-full? I bet you $1 million that inside you are chock full of positive intentions and desires. You actually love to connect with and love other people, animals, the planet. The youest you deep inside wants things and does things that we all benefit from. So please go right ahead and be extremely selfish or self-full. Decide to commit to and align yourself with exactly and only who you are and always have been this whole time. Ditch the dumb BS that we internalized before we even had a chance not to. Witness your mind that doesn't align with your truth and gently guide him towards more delightful thinking. If you want to embrace this journey, welcome. This path of self-empowerment and transformation can be walked alone, but it's so much faster and easier with a skilled professional guide. So, how do we get this party started? I provide both one-to-one coaching and group coaching. Please consider which feels best for you. One-to-one is 10 or more 60-minute coaching sessions booked on demand over 3 to 4 months. It's flexible and private. If you need more than 10 sessions to get where we want to go, I will continue working with you for no extra cost until we are done. Group coaching includes 10 weekly group sessions, back-to-back, on set days of the week at a set time. It's less flexible, but because there's several people per group, it's also more affordable. While this means you don't get my full and constant attention, you might also make some friends and connections for life. Success and failure. What does it look like? What are the possibilities? If you don't explore yourself and commit to take things further with me or with some other helper, things most likely will not really change much for you. The same old frustrations, self-defeating behavior, difficult thoughts and feelings, frustrations and poor relationships. How can we keep doing the same old things and expect anything to change? Please don't stick your head in the sand and somehow hope it'll all just work out. Through Brown Bear Coaching with me, you could achieve lasting, transformative results that massively, massively improves your life. Think about this. If whatever blockers and problems that have been preventing you from moving boldly forward on your own personal path to satisfaction and fulfillment, at work, in love, with friends, family, in fitness and health, if they could all be gone, what would that be worth to you? For how many future years of your life could this be hugely, positively impactful? I hope you find the cost of working with a skilled professional like me is a drop in the ocean compared to the awesome, massively positive, beautiful life changes and transformations we can achieve. I know this because we've already done it. Hundreds of normal, different, strange, sensitive, lovable gay men, perhaps just as normal, weird, different, and lovable as you, have already achieved that kind of results. Check out my Google reviews for proof. If you're ready to take a huge leap forward in overcoming problems and coming home to the most powerful, peaceful, and authentic version of yourself, make sure to follow me on Instagram if you have it, and also head to brownbearcoaching.com. At brownbearcoaching.com, you can try the Brown Bear Challenge. It's really fun. You can see when the next group is launching. And most importantly, you can book your free personal coaching consult where we'll discuss and explore your personal situation so you can know if this is the right service for you. I'm always looking forward to helping my next best client, so I'm very excited to see you there. It's all available now at brownbearcoaching.com.